Okay, so this video is just going to go through in 4 or 5 videos over the course of time key vocabulary primarily from Viel Spaß 1 und 2 und Klasse 1 und 2 for the German Junior Certificate examination. So again, we'll just go, you'll have the German, they complement the flashcards you use in my own classroom. So again, a quick memorization activity. Das Rathaus, der Dom. I want you to kind of like remember what it means. And I'll give you the English on the next page. So let's start. Das Rathaus, der Dom. What is that? And this is the structure that the video will go to. Das Rathaus und der Dom. City House Cathedral. Das Jugendzentrum und das Parkhaus. Youth Center Car Park. Es gibt, there is or there are. Mein Zimmer ist groß, mein Zimmer ist klein. My room is big, my room is small. Ich habe in meinem Zimmer. I have in my room. Ich habe mein eigenes Zimmer. I have my own room. Ich teile mein Zimmer. I share my room. Die Küche. The kitchen. In meinem Zimmer gibt es. In my room there is or there are. Mein Lieblingsessen ist Pizza. My favorite food is pizza. Ich esse nicht gern Obst. I do like or do not like eating fruit. Ich trinke Orangensaft. Drink orange juice. Zum Frühstück esse ich normalerweise. At breakfast, I eat normally. Zum Mittagessen esse ich. For lunch, I eat. Wörterbuch. Dictionary. Lecker. Tasty. Die Kirche, das Kino. Church, cinema. Der Bahnhof, das Theater. The train station, the theater. Die Straße, der Fahrweg, der Fahrradweg, die Einbahnstraße. Links, rechts, geradeaus, die Brücke, die Ampel, die Eche, die Eche, die Kreisverkehr, so left, right, straight on, bridge, lights, go around the corner and roundabout. So der Kreisverkehr is roundabout. Sie sehen das Hallenbad auf der rechten Seite. Okay, you see the swimming pool on the right hand side. I've left there, it should be right. Sie gehen hier geradeaus. You go straight on. Wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof? And you know, you have Zoom for der words or das words and zur for die words. So how do I get to? Im Erdgeschoss, im ersten Stock, im zweiten Stock. Okay, on the ground floor, first floor, second floor. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag. So, happy birthday. Es war eine tolle Überraschung. It was a great surprise. Der Kuchen war total lecker. Okay, the cake was very tasty. Ich habe viele Geschenke bekommen. Got lots of presents. Got lots of presents. Wir haben das Wohnzimmer dekoriert. We decorated the sitting room. Wir haben Musik und Spiele gespielt. We played music and games. Die Party, the party. Gleis, platform. Ich habe Heimweh. I have homesickness. Die Gastfamilie ist, die Familie spricht nur Deutsch mit mir. The guest family is, the family speaks only German with me. Ich bin gut angekommen. Get on good with them. Sie helfen mir, mein Deutsch zu verbessern. They help me to improve my German. Ich lerne seit 3 Jahren Deutsch. I've been learning German for 5 years. Man schreibt neue Vokabeln in ein Vokabelheft. So again, I'll repeat that. Man schreibt neue Vokabeln in ein Vokabelheft. Der Schüleraustausch. School exchange. Die Lehrer korrigieren die Fehler in unseren Heften. So the teacher corrects the mistakes in our copies. Wir schreiben Briefe, Postkarten. We write letters and postcards. Die Hausaufgaben, homework. Man fragt, wenn man etwas nicht versteht. One asks when one does not understand something. Okay, I know my grammar. Ich weiß meine Grammatik. I must have mixed up the cards. Das Fremdenverkehrsbüro, die Fußgängerzone, die Fußgängerüberweg. Foreign Tourist Bureau, Pedestrian Zone, Pedestrian Walkway. Ich habe Fußball gespielt. Played football. Wir haben nach England geflogen. We flew to England. Note that when you're talking about a place or a direction going towards, you always use nach. Ich bin nach Spanien gefahren. Is we traveled to Spain. Correcting this, I might edit it out in the video if I have time. Wir sind nach England geflogen. Okay? So again, as I say, an oversight. I did these in the afternoon. So fliegen is a verb of motion and movement. So verbs of motion and movement take the verb sein. So for example, if you were to contrast, ich habe Fußball gespielt, I played football. Ich bin in die Stadt gegangen, I went to the city. So because you're flying, so wir sind nach England geflogen. So I might change that before I put it up. Okay, so ich habe das Buch gelesen, I read the book. Ich habe viel Geld verdient, I earned lots of money. Am Wochenende habe ich etwas gemacht. On the weekend I did something. Note that when you put a time expression at the front, the verb always comes second. So habe and then ich afterwards. Again, in my classroom you'll see kind of color-coded boxes and Lego. They'll help you kind of like with this activity. Der Film war gut interessant. The film was good and interesting. Ich habe ferngesehen. Watch television. Ich bin ins Kino gegangen. I went to cinema. So again, the direction Nord, Süd, Ost, West, Nordost, Südost, Südwest, Nordwest und dann Mitte. Die Temperatur steigt oft über 20 Grad. The temperature often rises above 20 degrees. Es regnet, es hat geregnet. Present tense, past tense. Rains, it rained. Die Aufheiterung, heat wave, das Gewitter und die Hitzwelle. Es blitzt und donnert, thunder and lightning. Ich habe Lust an. Ich habe Lust, and then the preposition is an. I have interest in. Es hagelt, hailing. Es ist stürmisch, heiter, trocken, schlecht. Es regnet, es schneit. Stormy, hot, dry, bad, raining, snowing. Es ist schön, kalt, warm, windig, bewölkt, wolkig, sonnig, heiß, nebelig, nass, NASS, und bedeckt. Okay, nice, cold, windy, cloudy, overcast, foggy, wet. Ich fühle mich wohl hier. Okay? I feel good here. Wir lernen über die Sitten und Gebräuche. So we're learning about the customs and traditions. Meine Erwartungen. My expectations. Ich bin umweltfreundlich. I'm environmentally friendly. Ich esse jeden Tag Obst. I eat fruit every day. Man soll keine Süßigkeiten essen. One should not eat sweets. Man soll viel Obst essen. One should eat a lot of fruit. Zigaretten sind gefährlich. Something ist am gefährlichsten. Zigaretten sind am gefährlichsten. So cigarettes are dangerous. Something is the most dangerous. Müll ist schlimmer als Verkehr. Okay, so here we have trash is, or rubbish, is worse than traffic. So here we have a comparison where you have the adjective schlimm, you add an er at the end, and then als, so if you're comparing one to another. Ich finde lahm ist das größte Problem. I find the noise is the biggest problem. Müll, Tiere, Wasser, Fabriken, Luft, Wald, Erde, Verkehr. Trash, animals, water, factories, air, forest, earth, traffic. Es ist sehr ruhig. Very quiet. Ich werde viel Sport treiben. Play a lot of sports. Das ist gut, schlecht für die Gesundheit. It's good and bad for the health. Man soll zu Fuß zur Schule gehen. One should travel to school by foot. Die Gesundheit. Health. Man sollte nicht rauchen. One ought not to smoke. Or one should not smoke. Was fehlt dir? What's wrong with you? Was tut es weh? What's hurting? Diese Schule ist umweltfreundlich. This school is environmentally friendly. Or meine Schule, my school. Das ist nicht umweltfreundlich. That's not environmentally friendly. Ich nehme Plastiktüten. I take plastic bags. Ich bringe Flaschen zum Alltagsglascontainer. Okay, I bring bottles to the bottle bank. Ich fahre mit dem Rad. Ich trenne meinen Müll. Okay, so I travel with the bicycle. I separate my rubbish. Ich kaufe Recyclingpapier. I buy recycled paper. Es ist interessant, fantastisch, toll, spannend, fruchtbar. It is interesting, fantastic, great, exciting, terrible. Ich schwärme für, aufregend, klasse, informativ, prima. So I'm passionate about, excited, class, informative, and great. In der Stadtmitte. In the city center. Kurzwo. So nearly, in relation to time. Es ist kurzwo sehen. Teuer und billig. Dear and cheap. Or expensive or inexpensive. In der Nähe von, nearby. Ich spiele sehr gern, ziemlich gern, nicht gern. So I play very much like, rather like, not like. Ich gehe spazieren. I go walking. Orange. Okay? So we might as well just do the colors. Okay, so blau is blue. Rot is red. Gelb is yellow. Grün is green. Rosa is pink. Lila is kind of purple or lilac, if you want. Violet. Brown. Weiß is white. Grau is grey. And I can't think of any other colors until I see them around me. Gemüse, Obst, Hundefutter, Katzenfutter, Essenreste. So vegetables, fruit, dog food, cat food, and we have leftovers, Essenreste. Meine Lieblingsfarbe ist, my favorite color is, meine Lieblingsfächer sind, so note that mein Lieblingsfach ist, if you have one favorite subject, meine Lieblingsfächer sind, if you have two or more favorite subjects. Mein Lieblingsfilm ist, favorite film. Ich mache, ich lerne, ich mache, ich hasse, ich interessiere mich für, kompliziert. Okay, I make or do, I like, I learn, I hate, I'm interested in, complicated. Zur Schule, to school, in die Stadt, in the city, nach Hause, to home, for if you're going to direction. Note that when you say zu Hause, Z-U, zu Hause, you're talking about being at home. So you're at home at this very moment. But if you're saying nach Hause, you're going to the direction towards home. Ich gehe zu Fuß, meistens, oft am Wochenende. I go by foot, mostly, often on the weekend. Der Busfahrer oder die Busfahrerin, bus driver, die Reisebüro, Kaufmann oder Kauffrau, okay, the travel agent, die Flugbegleiter oder Begleiterin, the airport receptionist, Wellensetisch, Budgie. Ich arbeite an der Kasse, ich tanke die Autos. Okay, I work on the cash point or tills and I fill up the cars. In einer Kneipe, Pub, in einer Buchhandlung, in a bookshop, in einer Tankstelle, in a garage. Oh, this is backwards. In einem Restaurant, in einem Hotel, in einem Bauernhof. In a restaurant, in a hotel, in a farm. Meine Eltern geben mir Geld, wenn ich etwas kaufen will. My parents give me money when I want to buy something. Ich putze mir die Zähne. Ich bin immer in Eile. Okay, I clean my teeth, I'm always in a hurry. Ich gehe ins Badezimmer und ich wasche mich. I go to the bathroom and wash myself. Ich stehe um 7 Uhr auf. Get up at 7. Or I rise at 7. Ich fülle die Regale auf. And then buy McDonald's. Okay, so I stock or I fill up the shelves in McDonald's. Ich gehe in die Küche und ich frühstücke. I go to the kitchen and I have breakfast. Ich ziehe mich an, ich trage gern Jeans. I get dressed and I like wearing jeans. Ich käme mir die Haare. Ich käme mir die Haare. Okay, I comb my hair. Guten Tag. So again, it's just a reminder so far, when you see the German, I'll say it out, you should be thinking about what it is in English. More so for the benefit of when you're doing your reading comprehensions and your listening comprehensions. So that's the focus of the video for that aspect, but also to increase your general communication and ability to speak German. So guten Tag, hello. Auf Wiedersehen, auf Wiederhören. Guten Morgen. Good morning. Ich werde is I will. Ich will is I want. So just don't make up that. Ich werde is I will and ich will is I want. So don't mix it up. Wir treffen uns in der Stadt vor dem Schuleingang, vor dem Kinoeingang. So we'll meet each other in the city, in front of the school entrance and in front of the cinema entrance. Mein Lieblingsfach ist, favorite subject is, wir haben 8 Klassen pro Tag. We have 8 classes a day. Um 9 Uhr beginnt der Unterricht. At 9 o'clock, the lessons begin. Ich fahre mit dem Bus zur Schule. I travel with the bus to school. Ich gehe zur Bushaltestelle. I go to the, what are they called? The bus stations, where you wait. I haven't got a bus in ages. The bus stop. 10 vor 11 haben wir eine Pause. At 10:50 we have a break. Schulschluss ist 4 Uhr. So the school ends at 4 o'clock. Betriebswirtschaft, business studies. Okay, before we go on there, I might as well just say that the other difficult word people may not remember or might not be able to spell correctly is Naturwissenschaft. And that's science. Ich habe 2 Schwestern. I have 2 sisters. Ich habe 2 Brüder. I have 2 brothers. Ich bin der älteste von 4 Kindern. I'm the oldest of 4 children. Er ist ein Jahr älter als ich. He's a year older than me. Ich habe keine Geschwister. I have no siblings. So then we could say that I'm an only child. Ich bin Einzelkind. Sometimes I don't like saying that because it gives the impression that only child, only as in one, which is not the case at all. Wie sieht sie aus? What does he or she look like? 21, I have it there as I say, when you're doing German, you put the first number you put the small number at the start, connect it with und then have the big number at the end. So ideally you're saying 21 is 1 and 20, 2 and 20, 3 and 20, so on and so forth. 21. Ich spreche Italienisch. Speak Italienisch. Italian. Ich kann Deutsch, Irisch, Englisch, Spanisch, Französisch, Polnisch. Okay, I speak German, Irish, English, Spanish, French, Polish. Dublin ist die Hauptstadt von Irland. It's the capital city. Ist die wichtigste Sehenswürdigkeit. So something is the most important tourist attraction. Deutschland, Germany, die Schweiz, you have to put a D for Schweiz, die Schweiz, Switzerland, and Österreich, Austria. Okay, Irland, 4,2 Millionen Einwohner, 4.2 million inhabitants, Sprachen, languages, Irish English, Irish English. No, obviously because communicatively, Irish and English are spoken, but English is the dominant vehicular language in Ireland. However, according to our constitution and according to the Bunreacht na Éireann and every political kind of like document of our country, Irish has more importance than English in Ireland. Hauptstadt, capital city, flag, Nationalfeiertag, National Celebration Day. I was trying to think of a word there. The Papagei, the parrot. Note the word nachplappen. So, sie plappen nach, they're chatting, they're talking like parrots. So, be it boys, girls, men, women, die nachplappen. Kommt aus der Schweiz, kommt aus Switzerland. Ich bin Ehre, I'm Irish. Ich bin müde, tired, gestresst, stressed, froh, happy, glücklich, fortunate, kaputt is broken. I'm just like, oh, you've had a hard day and you're just like, want to collapse on the couch and you just go, ich bin kaputt, exhausted. Ich habe Durst, thirsty. Ich habe Hunger, I'm hungry. Danke, mir geht's gut, schlecht. Thank you, I'm good and I'm bad, good or bad. Ich habe, wir haben, I have, we have. Ich bin, wir sind, I am, we are. Wer ist das? Who is that? Das ist. I put in wenn there if you have knowledge of the accusative case, or if you want to ask in class. It would change to wenn, them, wesen, depending on the case and the verb that it uses to show or highlight who is doing what in a sentence. Zu Hause, as I said, is at home. Ich bekomme versus ich verdiene. I get plus I versus I earn. Studieren, study, schreiben. Write, lernen. Lesen, arbeiten. So read, write, work. Krankenschwester. So nurse. Traditionally, nurses were female, but that's not always the case. So Krankenpfleger is you could say that's for nurse also, because you have both genders performing the majority of societal roles, which is great. Or die Pflegerin, if you want to be specific, that is a female nurse. Mein Vater, meine Mutter ist etwas vom Beruf. My father, my mother is something by profession. Arzt, Ärztin, doctor. Friseur, Friseurin, hairdresser. Hausmann, Hausfrau. Hausman, housewoman. Lehrer, Lehrerin, teacher. Note, you probably will have known, or maybe I should have said it up front, that when you put in at the end of the noun, the occupation, it relates that noun to the female gender. Polizist, Polizistin, police person. Sekretar, Sekretarin, secretary. Tierarzt, Tierärztin. Zahnarzt, Zahnärztin. Rechtsanwalt, Rechtsanwaltin, lawyer. Or in Ireland we would call him solicitor. Geschäftsmann, Geschäftsfrau, businessman and woman. Sie arbeitet von something bis 8 Uhr. So he, she works from a certain time to another time. An einer Schule, in a school. An einer Grundschule, in a primary school. An einer Universität, in a university. Oh, this is backward also. In einem Büro, in an office. In einem Geschäft, in a shop. In einem Krankenhaus. In a hospital. Okay, so Wassermann, Aquarius. Steinbock, Capricorn. Fischer, Pisces. Widder, Aries. Stier, Taurus. Löwe, Leo. Zwillinge, Gemini. Krebs, Cancer. Ware is Libra. Jungfrau is, what is it again? Virgo. Again, this is nobody can know everything, so again, as I say, nobody's perfect. I don't know everything. Scorpio is Scorpio, and Schütze is Sagittarius. Staatsangehörigkeit. So that is basically your nationality or your citizenship. So ledig, single, verheiratet, married, geschieden, or geschieden. Sorry, I should read my own writing better. Divorced, Anschriftsadresse. So Anschrift is like mailing, so but Adresse is address. Der Berufswunsch is your career wish. Ich würde mich freuen, bald von Ihnen zu hören. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Ich kann dich abholen. I can collect you. Ich hole dich ab. I collect you. Ich muss mein Zimmer sauber halten. I must keep my room in order or clean. Ich helfe ab und zu. I help now and again. Wir sind 5 zu Hause. We're 5 at home. So again, as I say, it's very common for mainland Europeans to say, yeah, we're 5 when translating their own grammar, nearly word for word into English. So it's like if you have a brother and sister, you would say, oh, we're 4, meaning that, oh, I have just 4 in my family. Ich habe wenig Zeit, denn ich muss. Okay, I have little time because I must. Note that denn is one of the 2 ways of saying because in German. You must put a comma before denn, otherwise it's a grammatical error and you lose marks. Denn does not change the position of a verb, so you can just say ich muss and just continue on the sentence as per normal. Ich bügle, I iron, ich fege den Boden, I sweep the floor, ich wische den Boden, I mop the floor. Ich hänge die Wäsche auf, I hang out the washing. Ich bringe den Müll raus, I bring out the trash. Ich helfe im Garten, I help in the garden. Ach Quatsch, or rubbish. Ich komme gut schlecht mit meinem Eltern, meinem Vater, meinem Mutter aus. So note that meinen Eltern, meinem Vater, meiner Mutter. I get on good bad with my parents, my father, my mother. Die Bescherung. Okay? Die Bescherung, that is the gift that you get for presents. Note that when you're saying, like for example, if it's a birthday party, die Bescherung, that's the gift that you get. So then gift in German means poison. Okay? So ein Auto ist gegen einen Baum gefahren. So a car has crashed against a tree. Das Oktoberfest, unser Nationalfeiertag, der Silvester, das Neujahr. Oktoberfest, our national day of celebration, New Year's Day. Gute Vorsatz für das neue Jahr. Good resolution or good intentions for the new year. Der Neujahrvorsätze, New Year's resolutions. Das Museum, das Hotel, Museum, Hotel. Das Stadion, die Bank, Stadion, Bank. Gehen Sie über die Brücke, die Hauptstraße entlang, die Ecke. Okay, do you go over the bridge along the main street across the corner? Bis zum Haus. Ich habe mir den Fuß gebrochen. Gips. That's called a plaster of Paris officially, but a lot of people just call it a cast. I don't know if that's colloquialism or subject to Hiberno English or I don't know, but officially it's called a plaster of Paris. Unfall, Unfälle, accident, accidents. Mehr, wenig, weniger, so more or less, and then the comparison. Ein gesunder Geist in einem gesunden Körper. A healthy body, healthy mind. Aufpassen. Ich muss auf meine Kinder aufpassen. I must look after my children. Ich feiere Weihnachten, Ostern bei meiner Familie. I celebrate Christmas or Easter with my family. Am ersten Weihnachtstag, am Heiligen Abend, fröhliche Weihnachten. Christmas Eve, Happy Merry Christmas. Das Festessen, die Kerzen, die Weihnachtslieder, der Adventskranz, zu Weihnachten. So food, candles, Christmas songs, Christmas trees for Christmas. Der Tannenbaum, der Adventkalender, Nikolaustag und Fasching. So again, likewise, before I present the English or an explanation of it, you should be thinking, oh, do I know this word? In the very same way that if I hear this word pop up in the listening aspect of my junior cert, I need to be able to remember straight away. So can you remember it? Can you see, if you see it written down, do you know what it means? So, Christmas tree, Adventkalender, Nikolaustag, Fasching. Ich wünsche mich, I wish, ich interessiere mich sehr für den Klimawandel. I'm very interested in climate change. Die Ente, die Enten, die Gans, der Truthahn. So again, much like the exam, there's a consistency in terms of the thematic approach. So for example, if your listening is talking about Christmas, it's not going to go off on a tangent and start talking about football and a football match you went to see or one sees during the summer. So again, linking on it, so if you know Enta is duck and Gans is goose, Truthahn Can you guess what it is? If we're talking about Christmas, the traditional Christmas meal is turkey. So again, it's a logical progression of ideas. Now these cards are mixed up. I'm just explaining some bit of exam technique where advantageous to do so. So der Tiger, das Nilpferd, der Löwe, das Zebra, das Krokodil. So Tiger, Hippopotamus, Lion, Zebra, Crocodile. Die Umwelt, die Luft, der Umweltschutz, das Wasser, die Klimaänderung. Environment, air environment protection, water, no sorry not water, just father. Water, sorry, and Klimawandel, climate change. Die Luftverschmutzung, air pollution, die Wasserverschmutzung, water pollution, umweltfreundlich, environmentally friendly, der Müll, trash or rubbish. Die Mülltrennung, separation of trash or rubbish, das Ozonloch, Ozonhole, das Recycling, der Strom, electricity. Ich bin seit einer Woche krank. I am sick since a week. I've underlined seit because if you're talking about time that has occurred in the past that's building up to the present, use seit. Ich empfehle, as I recommend, ich bin von Fahrrad gefallen, I fell off a bike. Man soll Trinkwasser sparen, one should save drinking water. Man schaltet das Licht, that should be aus, wenn Zimmer nicht benutzt. So you should turn off the light when you don't use the room. Man soll Altglaspapier, Batterien und Dosen recyceln. One ought to recycle glass, paper, batteries and cans. Was fehlt dir? We had it already. What's wrong with you? Hals, throat, Gesicht, face. Rücken, your back. Brust is your chest. Mir tut something weh, something hurts. Ich fühle mich gar nicht voll. I don't feel good at all. Termin, appointment. Ich leide something an, as I'm suffering from something. Meine Nase läuft. My nose is running. Meine Nase ist verstopft. My nose is stuffy. Ich habe mich übergeben. I vomited. Ich bin am Ende meiner Kräfte. I'm at the end of my tether. Or I'm just, something is annoying me so much. Mir ist übel. I'm sick. Grippe, flu, Durchfall, diarrhea, Schnupfen, snuffles, kind of like Erkältung, cold, Allergie, allergies. Es geht mir besser. I'm getting a little bit better. So yeah, die Spritze in injection, der Verband, bandage, das Pflaster, die Tropfen, drops. So for example, die Augentropfen, eye drops. Das Schmerzmittel, medication. Ich muss something zum Arzt gehen, or I must go to the doctor, ins Krankenhaus gehen, to the hospital, zur Apotheke gehen, to the pharmacist or the chemist. Okay, so that seems to be it at the moment. There will be a second video with other vocabulary that we have, again based on Viel Spaß 1 und 2 and Klasse 1 und 2. So again, the focus of the video is just to recap, if you've made it this far, again, is just to be able to recognize these vocabulary when spoken in a tape or when written and you're reading, because again, a lot of this would be the core vocabulary that you would be expected to know at the end of your 3-year junior cert cycle.